I think they're going to be massively surprised by the end of this show. I mean, I really think people are going to be like, oh my God, and they're going to look at the MCU in a whole new light and also have a much deeper understanding about in what direction it's moving. I would also say that, so many things get leaked and people find out about certain things.
Can I just give them a little taste?
I wouldn't say too much.
But there's this thing that's been kept completely under wraps that happens, and I work with this actor that I have always wanted to work with.
Oh!
And we have fireworks together, and the scenes are great, and I think people will be really excited. I've always wanted to work with this guy, and the scenes are pretty intense.
How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and everything Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the first 3 episodes of Wandavision were amazing, but they certainly were confusing. And a lot of fans are wondering, when exactly are we going to get answers? Well, I have some good news for you, because it looks like we're getting our answers pretty soon, as early on as next episode, episode 4. And as you just heard Paul Bettany say, we are in for quite a ride, as there is a mystery character coming pretty soon that I guess none of us are expecting. But that's not all we've gotten recently from the Marvel cast. In fact, a few different cast members have dropped a few different lines that give us a little bit of an insight of what's to come in future episodes. Specifically, Elizabeth Olsen herself mentioned episode 4 as a shift. So for those of you who are looking for answers in the show, you'll get some in episode 4. So let's talk about what this means. In an interview with Digital Spy, Elizabeth Olsen said, "When we started filming this show, we had all 9 scripts, so I didn't have to not really know what was going on ever. It was very specific." She goes on to say, "I think the reason why they show the press the first episodes is because episode 4 is quite a shift. It's a really fun perspective swap, and I think a lot gets understood at that moment." Now, this makes a ton of sense now that they only showed the press the first 3 episodes. Some of you may know that I actually got to see the first 3 episodes myself before it came out, but it didn't really give much away, as all of you know now. The press didn't really know much more than the general public did because nothing was really revealed. But that is all going to change now for everyone. Elizabeth Olsen says that episode 4 is quite a shift and a really fun perspective swap, and she says a lot gets understood at that moment. Now, what many people assume is going to happen here is we're actually going to get a perspective from S.H.I.E.L.D., or S.W.O.R.D. as they now are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the reason that we think this is because of trailers and TV spots. We have seen some scenes in trailers and TV spots of events that already happened, but we didn't see the scenes in the show. For example, we have seen the red helicopter with the sword symbol on it already appear within this bubble reality in WandaVision. However, one of the trailers and TV spots showed the helicopter getting sucked into this energy bubble. This is something that we actually didn't see in the actual episode, which means they're waiting to show us this, which means it's probably from the S.W.O.R.D. agent's perspective who got sucked in. And that agent could even be Monica Rambeau, or Geraldine as she's referred to in this universe. This could be how she ended up getting inside of this reality. This would make even more sense considering the fact that in the end of episode 3, spoilers if you haven't seen it yet, she ends up getting tossed out of the reality, or should I say forcefully thrown, by Wanda, and the only thing we see is her kind of breaking that shield barrier and landing in a field. But in other trailers and TV spots, we've actually seen her get thrown out of the reality. We see her flying out of Wanda's house up to the shield bubble and then bursting out. This is something we haven't seen yet. So that shift in perspective is probably going to go from Wanda's perspective to S.W.O.R.D.'s perspective, specifically, most likely, Monica Rambeau. And if that wasn't enough, the other actors of the cast are promising answers next week as well. Paul Bettany even went as far to say as, "I think next week will blow your mind." And Teyonah Parris, who plays Monica Rambeau in the series, said, "I hope that you all tune in and ride this thing with us because it will be well worth it. I know there are so many questions in the first couple of episodes and just no answers, but we'll get to it, I promise." And hopefully very soon we get to see this mystery character, this surprise guest that Paul Bettany is really excited about. Could this be Mephisto? Could it be the Grim Reaper? At this point, we're unsure who this specific guest is going to be, but we are excited to find out. And it looks like we are finally going to be getting some answers this week in episode 4. So let me know all of your predictions on what is actually happening in WandaVision in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more breakdown videos and theory videos of WandaVision and other MCU content as well. Don't forget to like the video, and for live updates, you can always follow me on Twitter and Instagram. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.